a sex scene can, even when I look Todd in the eyes, could be a sex scene. So, you know.
An exchange of desire and power between two individuals and sort of hooking in. I think when I work with my actors and to make them connect, there's something about going behind the eyes when you look at somebody, and if you're able to do that in a scene with physical, your physical sexual body, or just, again, your eyes or hands or whatever, I think there's a certain physicality about, going behind the eyes and really looking intensely at somebody and hooking in. So to have it as a sexual act with, vagina, pussy, anus or whatnot, is one example of it, and you're right. But I think because the word sex is so complicated in our culture that we immediately put the flesh in there. So yeah, sex could be eating, food or something like that. So yeah.
Well, I mean, what you're talking about is erotic scenes, but an actual sex scene, I think, has to have sex in it.
Does it?
For it to be
But what
called
is
a
sex?
sex
Well,
scene.
what is sex, though?
At least, people having sex with each other in terms of, I don't know.
What kind of sex?
Blowjobs, fucking, sucking.
I think that's just so simple. That's a simple.
No, but I'm
concept
just saying,
of sex.
because when you look at a script, I mean, the first thing people scares actors are like, oh, there's sex scenes in there, or like, what does that mean? What do I have to do? And so I wanted to ask you about, in terms of him showing his penis, because that's always a big deal for actors if they're going to show the penis or not, or what they're going to be allowed to show. But I'm just saying that I totally agree with you that eating or looking each other's eyes can be sexy, yeah. But it's an erotic scene. No. But we're here to show.
But I think what you're talking about, I experience this also. I have experienced this a lot. Like when you say in the script, they're saying blah blah blah. The two guys meet and then they have sex. There's never a description. What is the sex? It says in the script the sex. So then you, as a director, you tell them that do I show the sex under the covers, or actually do I show the dick? Do I show penetration? But I think it's your decision. For me, it's my decision always that I decide how much I want to show, which is what is necessary for the story of the film, how explicit I become, and then I decide it. But you are right, I have the experience, for actors or for male actors, it's very difficult to show their dick and get a hard-on, for example.
Because of this, when I worked on the scene, I talked a lot with the actors, and we went out together a lot of times, and they became very good friends. So it was very, very much easy for them to do what I asked. They was really owning, and they was really in the situation because it's one shot. And about what I'm thinking, yes, to look in somebody's eyes, it could be very erotic and very, but when we are talking about sex scenes, it's like in Israel, it's still a very big deal to do something like this. Like there is people that calling me that I'm a pornograph because I show the dick in my film. So, and it's because it's a gay film, like Late Marriage, when, Dover Kosashvili movie, it was erections, it was a lot of hardcore, not hardcore, but very more explicit than this. But no one called him a pornograph. So I think it's very different from straight directors, straight films, to get them still in Israel. I don't know how you experience, in your countries, but I don't think somebody called Casper on your movies that you are a pornograph because, you show the sex scene or...
No, I'm sure they have, just because of the fact that it's gay films and I'm making gay films and they're showing gay sex. Definitely there's a big part of in the US for sure who would consider them pornographic.
Okay.
Though, I think the difference...
Gay people or...
No, general population, I guess. Maybe some gay people, I don't know. But I think, for me, the difference between pornographic movies, which I think we're going to see some examples
Yes.
of, and for what I do, I think showing a soft penis is not pornographic, but showing a hard penis I find pornographic.
No,
I disagree.
I disagree too.
And so, and showing actual, you know, penetration with a hard penis, I would say would be pornographic.
No, I think it's in the situation, and what the meaning of it. It could be. I don't think that, you know, hardcore scene in a feature. It's pornography. You know, for me, I don't. It's going to be maybe a discussion about it. For me, sex and hardcore scene in a film could be very meaningful and full of emotions, like in Short Bus. And I saw this few clips from a new film called I Want Your Love that that was very strong and very beautiful and full of emotions. And I don't think that there are pornographic scenes, because there is deep feelings in this sex scenes.
For example, we have these examples. You know, since some years it's very trendy to become more and more explicit, even in like art narrative films. An example is Part 3's Cheryl Dunye, Intimacy, where you see, you know, penetration, you see harder. Nobody would call this a porn film because it's by a well-known filmmaker from France, Patrice Cheryl, and he's doing art. When I show penetration or hard-on, and because I have a porn company, of course, everybody says it's pornography. You know, for me, this is a very hypocritical point of...
No, but you know, I don't think what Bruce or Todd are doing, but because, you know, the movies, it's not, you know, the sex, it's a mean to talk about situations, you know, and life.